Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. As always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. And I'm coming back again with this beautiful Snow Adorable collection. This one was just released last week, so it's really fresh. This little set is called Snowy Scenes. So we've got our cute polar bear, our little seal, our penguin. We've got a snow one quite like you, little penguin one there, sending Christmas cuddles, 3 snowflakes, a bear hugs, and a border. And then the foiled cardstock has that beautiful snowflake border going down it again, and this is all sort of cracked ice beautiful with our polar bear printed note foiled on there. So the foiling's on here, not on the bear, sorry. And then the printed one has got our little penguin on his little iceberg. Well, ice mountain could be, or an iceberg in these little snowy seas. On the cards today, I am going to be bringing in some of the silver foiled acetate. The pack has silver and white on, but I'm using the silver one on this one, and I'm using a piece from the pad with the bear on one side, but I'm going to be using the cracked ice side on the second card, I believe. Okay, so let's get started with our card. So the first card I'm doing is going to be a 6x6 envelope card. Now, just looking around because I was in here yesterday and I'd just forgotten that I'd hidden everything under my desk so the puppy couldn't get it. There we go. So I'm just going to bring my scoreboard in. Got a piece of 6x12 white 300 GSM cardstock, and I'm going to score at 4 inches. And then just because I've got the smaller board, I'm going to turn it around and score at 2 and at 4. If you've got the bigger board, you're going to be scoring at 4, 8 and 10. And that's just going to give us this sort of step, which is what I'm looking for in this card. So let's give these a little burnish down, Mountain Valley fold them so that we've got our steps coming in. And down. Right, so and that's going to be the basis of our card. So we've got 4, 4, 2 and 2, and that's all by the 6. So let's bring in some silver mirri cards. I'm going to be using just plain mirri. I say plain mirri, it's never plain, is it? Just some plain silver mirri on this one. You could use your holographic, you could use your silver glitter, anything like that. You could even come in with some of that shimmer card as well. So I'm starting off by cutting this piece at 2 notches under the 6. And then we'll do the smallest piece first, which is the 2 notches under the 2, which will go on this front piece here. And then 2 notches under the 4, which is going to be our back piece there. And that's going to go into our bit box. Might need that on the next card. And then I'm going to bring in the cardstock. And I'm going to start by cutting this down to 5 3/4. And then what I want to do is cut this piece here at 3 3/4. That's going to be our piece for the back. And then at 1 3/4, what I want to do is just cut this. I'm just looking to see where this blade is going. I just want to go up to that there. And then do the same on the other side. Just cut in at that 1 3/4 mark up to our beautiful bear. So you're going to have a piece that ends like this, where it's just sort of randomly cut on 2 sides. And then what I can do is grab my scissors and then just slip them in, and I'm just gonna very quickly cut around the bear. Just chop these bits off first, make it easy for myself. So that piece will go in the bin, but this piece will go into my bit box. I did make up all the cards that I had left over with the winter wildlife set I did last time, so those are all up on the Pinterest site. So that's using what was left over after I crafted last time, and also what was left over from when I crafted as part of the design team. So there's a couple more card ideas there if you are looking for a bit of more inspo. So we're just gonna tidy that up a little bit. Doesn't really matter if there's a bit of blue on it, because we've got the blue on the background there. It should still start to blend in. Okay, so those are going to be our layers. So we've already got our bear coming over the top. So let's start to glue these down. So the glues I'm going to be using today, they're going to be my usual glues. I've got the all-purpose glue, which is this clear alcohol-based one. I've got the tacky glue, which is a PVA sort of water-based glue. I'm probably going to bring in the purple glue stick at some point, and maybe even the dotty tape pen. Those are the glues I usually use. Okay, so let's just pop. And I use 2 glues on my cards when I am making for video. That's just purely because it means I can move on and things without having to worry about my layers moving about. But honestly, on the cardstock, either one of these glues would be enough. I do have a love of the all-purpose glue that is, I think I've said it 100 times before on my channel, it is my favourite glue ever. I really like the fact that it dries with a sort of strength to the card. It really does have a sort of cement-like quality to it, like a paper cement. Sounds weird, but it does. It makes the card quite stronger, for sure, definitely stronger. So that's why I do like to use that one. And then with this one, obviously I'm just going to put the glue along this piece here. We don't want anything on that bear, because that's going to be floating above our card. And if you're worrying about, you know, you don't want to use the one like this, or you want to use it on another card like this, in the papers, I'm not sure if it's on the, yeah, so on the papers, you've got him again. So you could easily mount him on some white card and put him on this side if you wanted to, or you could even use those papers and have those 2 there. You know, so lots of options if you didn't want to cut up the cardstock like this way. But so far you can see that could quite happily be a 6x4 card, little sentiment, couple of gems. It would be a pretty nice card for anyone to receive. But I want to take it just a little bit further by adding that topper on. And take that up to a 6x6. So we're going to pop him out. Now I'm not using the sentiments in this. I mean, we've got bear hugs. I don't think that's particularly Christmassy. The sending Christmas cuddles and the snow one, quite like you. I just wanted it to be more generic Christmas. So I grabbed my essential book of bigger. Essential book. Let me just grab it and I'll tell you the exact name. The Essential Book of Bigger Christmas Sentiments, which I got recently. It's EBK 148. And in the back of my book, I had this beautiful sending lots of festive love at Christmas time. And this is going to come across the front there. Maybe that side, but no, I think maybe here. So that, yeah, right back there. I mean, what you could do is cut around the paw so it looks like he's holding it. I didn't think about that, but hey ho. I think it's going to look okay just over the top, because we've got him in this topper as well. So we've got the 2 bears, and I'm not going to make the bear behind joke. Although there will be a bear behind. Okay, right. So what I need to do is I want to pop this on. It's going to come over the top, so we're going to have that free piece of air in the middle because I've taken that middle frame out. But I don't want to go over that 6-inch mark because then it's not going to go in a 6x6 envelope. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, take this up to the 8 inches, go really high or medium high and put it in a 6x8 envelope, but I don't want to do that. I want to put it in a 6x6. So we are going to come down, and I can see if I grab, moving the playhouse next door, if I grab some 2mm foam pads, I'm just going to cut these in half. Oops, get rid of that bit of rubbish. Just throw them around a little bit because that's what I do. Okay. And I know I need to be round about that point there, just above that halfway point. So I'm just going to check there's no right or wrong, which I should have done before I put any stickers on or any pads on. And we're just going to pop a nice amount on. I'm going to put them 2mm on both layers. Now I can see we have got a couple of little pips that are just poking out a little. Like I say, when you look from the back, you can really see the white, especially against the pink of the mat. Then what we can do is pop these off. So start of a new week on Hunkydory. They had the beautiful festive die cut pads today, didn't they? Which was nice. I like them. I like the ones, especially with the little ones that you can have peeping over the top. Look at the cute one. I can't remember what the name of it was. Oops, I've got to take the back off that one. I could think of quite a few different ways to use those. And quite handy if you've got a topper and you just want something coming over the top of it if there's a space to fill, I would have thought. But let's pop this in. So again, I'm just making sure I'm staying within that 6-inch. Although I've got a little bit of an oversized envelope, so I am not too bad at having a bit of space. Let's just pop you that way a little bit, I think. Yep, that looks good. And then we're going to do the same again on the bottom there. Just grab some more 2mm foam pads. Pop that there. I know I'm not going to go any higher. And this one's coming together quite quickly. And again, just taking those backs off. A little bit of purple glue stick. You can see how messy I am with it. That's why I never take it to my project. And we'll pop that on. And then this one again, we'll just go with some 2mm. I was watching YouTube over the weekend. I don't always get as much time to watch it as I wish I could really. I watched a bit of Calamity, and then I was sort of scrolling through, and Simply something paper crafts. Simply Special, maybe. As an American lady who does Hunkydory. I think that she's part of a business. I think the Simply Special is sells Hunkydory over there. But one of her videos had my design team card on the front. I was like, oh, that's my card. So I was watching her, bless her. She's got cancer, so prayers out to her, because although she seems to be doing fantastic, so you know, I watch her. I used to watch her a lot. Like I say, I don't have as much time at the minute. Let's just pop those on. I'm sure it's Simply Special Crafts, something like that. But she does a lot of smaller cards. But the one I saw, she was doing the poinsettia one from the Blockbuster. There we go. So just bringing in some little pearls just to fill this little corner here. Just add a little something. You could go with a piece of ribbon along there. Maybe if you've got any of the sort of gems on a roll, you know, you might want to pop it in. Maybe you want to put a bit of glitter on this cracked ice bit so it's a bit frosty. But that's going to be my finished first card, that little stepper with our two cute polar bears, although you wouldn't want to meet them in person, would you? I'm still sure they would still do some damage, but that would be standing pretty nice on a shelf or mantelpiece, wherever they happen to put their cards. Well, that's card number 1, and I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I've got a piece of A4 white ink me cardstock, and just going to move those out of the way like I should have done just now. And I'm going to cut this to 2, 4. Yeah, we're going to go to 9. So I'm going to do a 5x7 card, but I'm going to do a cutaway card. So let's cut that to 5 inches. So we've got 5x9. And then I'll take this smaller piece. I'm going to go 2 inches. That's going to go in the bit box. That can go in the bin because I know it won't go anywhere. And then we're going to cut that to 5. So let me just go over those again. So we've got a piece of 2x5 and 9x5. So let's pop that out of the way a second. And we'll bring in our trimmer, no, scoreboard even. And we're just going to take this piece with the 9 inches along the top, and we're going to score it too. And that's going to make the fold of our card. And we're going to be filling this in, we're going to be bridging it in with that beautiful snowflake acetate that I showed you at the beginning. And this sort of card is perfect for any little offcuts of acetate that you might have, because quite often you just need a piece to fill in here to bring that back together. And I'm just thinking maybe I might go, let me just pop my penguin out. I might just go with a 1 inch at the bottom, but let's see. Let's pop that out. So I'm just doing this off to the side. No, I'm going to keep it at the 2 inch. I just want as much place as I can to be able to pop things on. Okay, so for the construction of my card, I need that beautiful silver acetate. And I'm going to start by cutting this at just 1 notch under the 5. And what that does is it just gives me that little bit of, show you that little bit of room to have it a little bit, if it's not quite straight, although you can always trim it. And this space in the middle is 3 inches. So I'm going to cut a piece that's 4 inches. So that gives me 1/2 inch each side. And obviously that piece goes back in. And then what I'm going to do before I do anything else, we'll just make our card back up. So I'm going to use red liner tape because it is the strongest tape in the craft world. And I'm not going to put it right to the edge because I still do want that white border coming through. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom. Again, not too close to the edge because we still want that white border coming through. I am going to pop a little bit of tacky glue on there. It will hold it, but I wouldn't suggest just using the tacky glue. So I'm going to peel that piece off, and as it's sticking to me, I'm just going to pop that on my glass jar. And if I pop that there, so I know round about where it needs to be, you know, this sort of halfway point, and then we can pop that on, making sure I've got the foiled pretty side. So there is, I mean, it's pretty either side, but it's sort of more defined one side. I just think it looks more glossy on one side than the other, so that's the side that I've chosen. And you can see that just tacky glue does spread out underneath there, and we'll hold it there with the support of the red liner tape basically. So again, just this piece is super easy, because all we need to do is pop this in at the bottom of our card, make sure it's nice and straight, and then close our card. And then we've got our card with our lovely little acetate window. Now I've done it on the front so that I can hide it behind my layers. If you wanted to, you could put it behind and then just maybe make yourself a little paper border to hide it if you wanted to. I think some people don't even bother to hide it. It just depends on how you want your finish to be. I kind of like things to be all hidden if I can. Okay, so again, I'm going to come in with this silver mirror. This is Hunkydory silver mirror. And I'm going to start by taking a piece that's 2 notches under the 5. We need our little arm out for this one, and then 2 notches under the 7. And this is going to be the piece that goes on the inside, because you can see through it. We do need to put something decorative there. Now normally what I would do is pop my insert in there. But because I got this kit as part of the design team, we don't get the inserts normally, so I haven't got those yet. So what I will be doing is, that's why I'm using some paper from the pad basically. And then for these pieces, they're 2 by 5, so I'm just taking 2 notches or 1/8 of an inch off the 2 and the 5. So I've already done that on the big piece. And then those pieces will slip onto there. This will go back into my bit box, because if I'm doing a stepper card or something like that, that's going to be pretty much one whole layer. Okay, then I want the paper. So I'm hoping this is going to cut nicely. I'm going to cut this at 4 3/4. Wood, and that needs to be by 6 3/4. Like I say, this could be the insert. Now, this is quite a new blade, so that is a good cut, and that's going to go on the inside, so you can see how those snowflakes really start to show up. And of course these bits go back in my bit box, and then I'm going to take this printed cardstock. Again, we're going at 4 3/4, and I'm going to take 1 3/4 from the bottom. So we've got our bit of land, and then I'm going to take 1 3/4 from the top, and so we've got our snow. That should fit onto there quite nicely. Okay, and then we've got this other bit here. Like I say, if I'm doing I could do another 5 by 7, but as a stepper, and that's probably going to make a perfect mat for that. Okay, let's pop these to the side, and we'll start with the inside. And working on the cardstock first of all, we can use our normal glues. There we go. all of my corners. But we're not going to worry about that too much today. And then this one, because it's the paper, I'm going to use the dotty tape pen. Oops, can't pick it up. Why are you not moving? There we go. Making sure I'm doing it on the reverse side to the one I want, because they are double-sided. You can see I have had to chop into that beautiful little bear. If I'd have chopped it long ways, I probably would have kept the bear. But never mind. Okay, so we're just going to manoeuvre that in. Use that all-purpose glue just to manoeuvre into place, and then use those dots to hold that in place for me. And you can see just that nice little bit of cracked ice coming through. Then this one, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of red liner tape and pop that on there. Actually, while I've got this tape out, I'll grab a piece for there. So this is just to stick to that acetate, although the glue on the rest of it here will hold it in place anyway. What I'm going to do is just do the tail method. So you just fold it over, make a tail, use your bone folder, or you can use your scissors just to make sure that folds the right way. And then I'm just going to put my normal glues on the rest, because we've got cardstock here. And then what we can do is, if we put that over carefully, making sure that that tail is coming up, so we can see our little tail here. And then when we're happy, just pop that out, press down. That red liner tape is going to keep that in place. I'm just going to rotate that around and do the same on here. And I'll use my scissors on this one just because it seems to be being a little bit more fiddly. Don't know why. And again, normal glues. Don't know why I've put so much all-purpose there, tacky glue there, but anyhow. And turn that around carefully. No, we want to be that way around. I'm going to pop it onto our project, making sure I've got a nice little white border there. That's why it's better to put that first piece inside, because it kind of gives you that guideline of where that white line is. And then we can pop that down. And then if I remember to turn it around, we can go back to our normal glues and just put those on. And just those on there. I'm guessing if you really wanted that scene, let me bring it back, this scene, you could just mat and layer that and pop that in the middle to sort of match up if you wanted to. But I wanted something a little bit different in the background today. And plus I want that nice size piece to use elsewhere. So we're going to pop these out. Now I think the 5 inches is going to be too short for me to do the do it that way, although I could if I cut those corners off, and I could bring him in, but I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to go with, we'll pop that one onto there. Let's bring the topper sheet in and pick our elements. Again, I think I might have to have a quick look for another sentiment. I didn't look on this one. I'm going to bring out this one. Now, is this the same as there? So that's perfect. So I'm going to put that on the underside so I can put a couple of pads in the middle. I'm going to bring a snowflake there. Let's grab the smaller book of sentiments on this one. And this one is an old one, it's not this year's, so the colours won't match up perfectly. But we want something sort of blue or white with a silver background, and sometimes, ooh, there's a grey there. What have we got there? Sent from the North Pole, festive wishes and snowflake kisses. Wishing you a cosy Christmas, sunny Christmas cuddles, winter magic. Have a sweet festive season. Now let me just see if there's another grey one. And there's not. So let's go with could go with It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. I think I might go with this Winter Magic. Bring that grey in down there. If you have got, and this is something that's on my little wish list at the moment, the shaped Christmas sentiments, I believe you would find something that matches perfectly in to go on here. So we've got this one here, we've got that one there, and then just to match up, we might as well bring all of these snowflakes in, mightn't we? And to pop them in somehow, maybe have, could go one in each corner. By the way, let's plan this through, or we could bring them okay. I'm going to leave that one off, and what I think I'm going to do, actually let's swap that one for that one. Yeah, I'm going to, or shall I was thinking if I did them on here like so, then I could have like the pearls going that way. But then the other thing I was going to do was put the pearls on these snowflakes. So maybe just go with the one, so we've got that clean line. Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay, so will they fit on there? There's no right and wrong way on this frame. I think we're going to be okay with two big ones on these corners, or these tops, and then I bring some of those smaller ones just onto the shoulders. I think I should be okay. Perfect. I'm just going to take these backs off. You have to let me know what you are looking forward to on Hunkydory this week. I think they've got quite a few new things launching. I did take a quick look. I'd say quick look. I had about 10 minutes before they started at 10 o'clock today at the pocket pads, and I really love that stamp one. Oh, I think that's gorgeous. I like the peeping ones as well, the peeping pals. I enjoyed working on that when we had that as the design team. Okay, for this one, what I'm going to do is just pop one of these cutaway ones at the top and the bottom, which I think should be fine. And then I'm going to pop two in the middle, because we're going to be hiding it with that little topper. And the purple glue stick, it will only work with, it won't work on the acetate, so it doesn't give you that, there's nothing that gives you that slideability and then glues down, so far that I found anyway. So if I put that frame into place, and then just bring that in, and then we'll pop that frame back out. So we're just using it as a guide. There we go. I've bent that a little bit, so we'll pop that in the bin. And then this one, like I say, to hide that, now you can put it in the same way, but I sort of think because the card will be opened up that way, it's nice to have that little bit of detail going that way round. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of red liner. And this one you could use your tape pens. In fact, I might use my tape pens as well, just to get those edges. And then we'll make sure it's the right way up. And just pop that in. So you've got that little bit of detail on the inside as well. Now I did say I was going to use this grey one, didn't I? So let's use 2mm foam pad. It's circular, so we just need to pop that where we want that to go. And then we will pop another 2mm foam pads on there. And I just need to snip away a couple of pips. I will use my purple glue stick on this because there's nothing worse than a wonky sentiment. I'm going to pop that one down there. Okay, now these ones I'm just going to pop to my sides so that I don't lose them. And then we want our silver gems again. Now I think I want 2 or 3 different sizes, so maybe those, maybe some of those. Let's grab a few more of those. And I'm going to use my wax tipped pickup tool and just pop. You could use, if you are brave enough, you could use your stickles and your tonics and those sort of things. Really distrustful of those sort of things, although after watching Simply Special Paper Crafts, if that was the name, I'm pretty sure it was, she was brave and did it, so she did it on the berries, so maybe I need to be a little bit braver. A little one there, I think. And it's just picking up wherever you see. Come on. Do with an even smaller size of these really, but and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need one more. Let's see if we can see. Oh, I have got another one there. Look, there we go. Number 9. Put those in there. If you wanted to, you could pop a couple along the bottom, maybe 1 or 2, just as a feature. But I'm going to leave that as it is. Like I say, I think this one would be better with the insert so that you could use it as a normal card. But it doesn't look out of place with those papers. You could also use any of your papers from your A5 pads and such. I know there are some beautiful snowy scenes and wooden scenes and snow and such on there. So that is a card number 2. So you've got that lovely see-through element on there. You can see those beautiful sparkling snowflakes on there. And then if I bring back in our card number 1, we've got our little stepper there. So still got quite a bit left on here. We've got our seal with our snow on Quite Like You, sending Christmas cuddles. We didn't use the bear hugs. We haven't used the border yet. And then for cardstock, we have got a fair amount. So we've got that nice piece there. I mean, that looks like it could be a 5x5. Yeah, 5x5 card. We've got our penguin, and we've got the other piece there as well. Well, 2 other pieces. So we've got our foiled piece, and we've got another little square there as well. So I will make up some cards with those, and they will go up on Pinterest tomorrow. And then when I finish doing the whole kit, I'm going to use up the bits that were left over from the set, the other set as well. and then when I'm done, I'll do like a reel on Facebook with all of the cards that I've done. I think I made about 5 or 6 yesterday with the bits that were left over, so I was really quite pleased at how far it went. But that's it for today. So going to come back again with another set from this next time. So we're halfway through now, just another two more sets to do, and then we'll move on to those beautiful festive golden oldies. But thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and have a great week, of course. But until then, happy crafting. Bye.